Hiya, how are you doing today? Oh yeah, I'm pretty fine. Just came to chill you. I mean, I didn't initially come here to kill you, but you seem to not be able to die. Yeah, because this nugget, Jacob, decided that he wanted to review the map, so he just made me invincible, so you can't actually kill me. You know, that's actually, that's a bit of a shame. We might have to sort that out somehow. Nah, no. That doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon. Anyway, I better get off. I got some peasants to slaughter. Quickly before I get into the video, make sure you check the links out in the description to go into Aniba Games. You can get some great deals on pretty much any game. I mean, Kingdom Comes Limited, £17 and it's like 40 quid on Steam, so it's sort of a no-brainer. All the Total War games, pretty much any Steam games, but not even just Steam games. Any platform, Xbox, PS4, whatever. You can click the links in the description and support the channel. I mean, Mount & Blade, the full collection is like £3 and that's got everything in, so I mean, you might as well. Make sure you go and use code RESONANT to get a 3% discount. Links in the description, and if you register now, which you don't have to, but you can, you also get another euro off it. So that's something you can do if you have the time and want to support the channel. I genuinely think this could be the biggest map we've seen in Mount & Blade Bannerlord so far. Now, I was kind of going to do this with all the maps, but I didn't think it'd be all that interesting. But I wanted to show this one off because there's so much variation of it. The sheer scale of this map is staggering, and it's really going to let your imagination run wild with all the possibilities of the games and the battles that can be done in here. Now, with this quick flyover, you can just see how insanely big it really is, and I'm going to be quickly going over all the different parts of it just so we can quickly look into it for now. And I'm going to be going over some of the potential things that I have noticed in this map that could potentially lead to making it even bigger. I may note that this is of course in the beta, so there's a lot of glitches and a lot of assets that haven't been properly in, and of course we're not supposed to even see these maps yet. These have just been modded out of the file so we can actually use them. So that's why I think this is going to get even bigger in the future. But for starters, you can see this red background. Now that's actually the border where they've put in, so you can't actually go further than that. But we have the docks and the ships. Now this could just be aesthetic, or this could be where we can actually land as the attackers, coming in from the sea in a very Sturgia type of way. We have the attacking camp, of course, with the archery ranges and all that sort of stuff, and the barricades that are coming back from Warband, the siege barricades, and of course things like this small barn here, which can be used for hiding your children in. As we move around the edge, we can see the whole forest has been unlocked for you to be able to use as cover sneaking through, and of course the new crouch mechanic now in Bannerlord, making this even more of a possibility to put and set up ambushes, and of course trying to get your troops through different ways into the eventual siege that I think this map may become. Moving on, of course, we have this full river that has been dried up. This looks pretty goddamn awesome, and once again gives some cover from archers and covering fire, of course, especially when you go over and under these bridges. Now, yes, these are the two main points here that you're going to want to defend if the enemies start counter-attacking. These two bridges here are pretty good strong points, although you're going to have to watch out because these bits here with the sloped bits down into the river can be traversed and therefore flanked. Burnt huts, battering rams here, the remnants of a siege, and of course, we have a trebuchet. Now, the reason I do think this is going to be a siege is because of this trebuchet. Now, you might look at this battering ram and you may be like, yeah, I mean, there's a battering ram, but it looks pretty broken. Fair enough, fair enough. This trebuchet looks in pretty working order, and they even have placed down the assets for the ammo that can be picked up and put in it. So maybe this could actually be working in the future. We have the armory, of course, with some spare shields in case you drop yours, and the main attacking barricades for this first flag point. Now, this first flag point has been a statue that has been knocked over. How very, very rude. But this is going to be the first place that you're going to be able to capture and take. But if we skirt back quickly to the attacking spawn, you can see the watchtower here, where you're going to have many times and many archers shooting at the top. Of course, you can see some very nicely and highly rendered birds just flying around the top, as you would expect. But the question is, can you actually get inside and go up it? Well, that's an interesting question, because at the moment, the door is blocked off. But we do know Mount & Blade is famous, and yes, I do mean famous, for opening doors. What's going on down here? Guys, can you just play nicely? I'm trying to do a video. But as you can see, if we look inside, the stairs have actually been rendered out. So this is potentially means that eventually we'll be able to get in, the doors will be unlocked, and we can actually climb up the stairs to the tower at the top. Now, of course, we have that main road that goes up to the first initial flag point. But what if you don't want to be going up that main road? Well then, from the spawn, potentially this side road is more your option. This gives you more cover going through the forest, but once again, going through ruins and forest can be risky if the defenders have set out ambushes to wait for you. Following that path round, it does take you into the ruins, the remnants of what once was a castle that was towering above everybody else but has since been destroyed. Now there's going to be some awesome fights in here, trying to move into the next point once again in the ruins. A very good defensive point, if I may say so myself, being able to position archers on these cut down walls. And of course, more potential stairs that eventually you might be able to get up. These giving you a good watch over the attackers coming down the main road. Speaking of a good watch, of course, the attackers also have some archer points that they want to be taking into account, being able to fire on the main middle point here from above. Moving on, we have some of the map that I've shown you in a video before, and it seems like a lot of the bits of map have been added together. Now this is the fields that you may have seen in my videos before, with this hut where all the battles raged on, and of course this hut is enterable as you might expect. That dry river, once again, flowing down the back, giving you cover to be able to go around the side if you need to. But if we cross over back from the cabbages and all the stuff that you want to plant, we have a few structures here. This is going to be some good structures for archers to hold out. They're going to be great for taking cover from cavalry, and this is where you're really going to be wanting to be thinking if that's more your style. Because you're really going to want to stay away from these open fields, as you can see, that are going to be very, very exposed. Replace me. Well, that's how I feel pretty much every day. Once again, another tower here, coming from the defender's side. Now, this does not look like one that you're going to be able to get up, but hey, it's still a cool feature on the map. And we have the third flag here on this side. This is going to be on the left side for the defenders and the right side for the attackers. The attackers are going to have this really cool cover here for archers to hide behind some very, very improvised barricades, of course. And of course, it's going to be able to join onto these improvised barricades that are watching over the center point. This is going to be really useful for the attackers. The defenders don't quite have that luxury. Now, they do have these various barricades and palisades here, but it's not going to be great. They have this little barn here as well. And maybe if they've got some good archers that have got good shots, they can use this area for covering fire as well. But really, this isn't going to be an easy point for the defenders because they don't have all that much cover coming towards it. But now we have scaled the majority of this section of the map. We can see first point there in the center, second point there on the left, and the third point in the ruins on the right. That's where the attackers will be going, and the defenders will be coming in from the other side. But as we can see, that road over there follows back around through the forest, once again carving its way through the trees here. And where does it end up? Well, it joins back on to this road here in a very, very obvious cross section. As you'll find, this road is really what leads to all the major points on the map. It leads to all the three sections that you're going to be wanting to capture in the flag, and also some interesting structures that you're going to be wanting to use as cover. Now, granted, if we try and move over this area so far, we've got the red border. We can't get there at this moment in time. But why I think this map is going to be bigger is because of the clues. And a lot of the maps in Bannerlord do seem to have extra castles and siege bits that we never saw in Warband. In Warband, most of the time, it was just field battles and sieges. There was never a joining between them. Could we potentially have a joining between a field battle and game mode where you have points that you capture in the middle? Let's say, for example, these 3 points here, or maybe even just 1 point. The defenders have to try and defend the ruins or this center point here. Once they lose it, they have to move back. And then once they move back, it's time to defend the real castle. And of course, the attackers moving down the road here when they are finally greeted by this monstrosity. An absolutely gorgeously designed castle here. This is going to be incredible if they really do make this into a siege once again. Of course, more just speculation, but even without the castle section, this is going to be an absolutely humongous map, and I can't wait to even do some slight clan battles. All the maps in Bannerlord seem to have one thing in common: variation. They all have these different parts on them that add for different styles of gameplay. Different places for archers to hide out, different places where cavalry can be superior, and different places to choke point with infantry if that's more your thing. But I can't wait to see what comes of Bannerlord very, very soon. And yes, it is the end of this month. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content like this. But until then, I will see you in the next one.